Hey everybody, it's me, your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and this is my series Nails in the Coffin, where we learn that with great kills, there must also come great nails. Last week we wrapped up the Urban Legends trilogy with Urban Legends Bloody Mary. Now, throughout the trilogy, we did nail a bunch of victims, so if you haven't watched those videos yet, should be a link right up there. Please go check them out. So, here's a summary of the average nails in the coffin for each of the films in the trilogy. The first Urban Legend movie had an average of 1.3 nails in a coffin. Urban Legend's Final Cut had an average of 2 nails in a coffin. And Urban Legend's Bloody Mary had an average of 1.6 nails in a coffin. I do find it kind of interesting that the best movie in the trilogy had the lowest average of nails in a coffin. So let's take a look at the summary of that movie and see why. Looking at the summary, we can see Michelle had 1 nail in the coffin. That was the opening kill of the movie. Damon had 2 nails. He was the one that was hoisted up and hung attached to the car. Tosh, she was attacked in her room. She had 1 nail in the coffin. She could have done a lot. Dean Adams also had 1 nail in the coffin when the car ran over him. He never got out of the way when he had room to. Parker had 2 nails in the coffin. He was attacked from behind and then poisoned. Sasha, Tara Reid, she also had 1 nail in the coffin, and the janitor, ending the movie with the final kill, had 1 nail in the coffin. So you can see there was a decent amount of kills in this movie, but since it was based on urban legends, there was a whole lot of stupid, which is probably why this movie had the lowest average of nails in the coffin for the entire trilogy. And we can see that Urban Legends Final Cut had the highest average of the trilogy with 2 nails in the coffin. Let's take a quick look at that summary. We see that Lisa had 3 nails in the coffin. She fought really hard. She was the one that woke up in the bathtub full of ice. And she tried really hard not to get killed, which is why she earned 3 nails. Simon was standing out in the alleyway smoking a cigarette and never defended himself, so he got 1 nail in the coffin. Stan and his buddy Dirk were special effect guys on the campus of the film school. They really weren't given much of a chance since they were surprised from behind and attacked with the pickaxe, so they each had 2 nails in the coffin. So those were the official ones, and obviously you can see with the average, that's going to be 2 nails in the coffin. But even if we add in the unofficial kills with Sandra with 1 nail and Vanessa with 2 nails, again, they were unofficial because they were really off screen. The average would have still been about 1.8 nails in the coffin, so Urban Legends Final Cut had the highest average, and I think one of the reasons is because it didn't have a lot of kills in it, but you did have some characters who, made a lot more smarter decisions, which is why that movie stands where it does. I do enjoy the first Urban Legend. It's not that bad of a movie. I do love Rebecca Gayheart as the killer. She looks fantastic at the end. She does crazy really well. But I do think one thing that probably hurt this movie was Natalie, the final girl. I really didn't find her too convincing as a final girl. Throughout most of the movie, she had this pouty look on her face that always seemed like she was just uncomfortable and wasn't even happy to be there. But not really a bad movie. The second one was okay. I could probably watch it again, if I had to. I'll get some enjoyment out of it. But the third one was really crap. They just should have called it Bloody Mary. It would have been a better, probably would have done a little bit better. But they had to slap Urban Legend on it. And you can see, after watching the movie, you can see why that movie went direct to video, because it's really not that good. I don't really see myself ever watching it again. So I really can't say I can recommend it, but if you want a quick summary of the movie, just check out my video on it that came out last week and see the nails in a coffin on it. But enough for all that. Let's get down to business as I hand out my Golden Nail Awards for the Urban Legend Trilogy. And the winner of the Golden 1 Nail Award goes to Michelle from Urban Legend. This was the first kill in the entire franchise. It's the one that started it all. It starts off, she's driving late at night. It's raining outside. She sees that she's got to get some gas, so she pulls over to a gas station where we get a cameo from one of my favorite horror actors, Brad Dourif. There it is again. And she gets real freaked out by him because he's got a stutter. He goes inside with the credit card, comes back out, says there's a problem with the credit card. He tries to help her. She gets really freaked out again, maces him, runs back to her car, and drives away. She's thinking she's safe and everything, listening to Total Eclipse of the Heart. And as she looks in the rearview mirror, she sees a hooded figure with an axe, and she's killed with the axe and dies. I think she definitely deserves one nail in the coffin because, like I said in my first video on it, I don't know how she never heard or felt any movement in the back seat, and she must have been driving for at least a short while because she ran out of gas. So that's why she deserves the one nail. And looking at all the other one nail kills, seeing as how this is one that started off and it involved a cameo from Brad Dourif, definitely deserving of my Golden One Nail Award. And the winner of the Golden Two Nail Award goes to Parker, again from the first Urban Legend. He was quickly traumatized when he found his dog that was killed in a microwave. Understandably so, he runs upstairs and he's vomiting in the toilet. As he's puking, he's hit from behind and knocked out. As he comes to, his hands are tied behind him. He's leaning back over the toilet, and the killer sticks a funnel and a tube down his throat, pours down some pop rocks because it's an urban legend, as well as some drain cleaner and poison, and he quickly dies. The reason I'm giving Parker the Golden Two Nail Award because out of all the two nail kills in this movie, I think Parker had the least chance to do anything to try and save himself. Because I'm not going to blame him for throwing up in a toilet after seeing what happened to his beloved pet. And he was knocked out, and when he woke up, he was already bound. He probably could have screamed or whatnot, but that's why he didn't get 3 nails. But as far as having the least amount of opportunity to do anything to save himself, which is why Parker is going to get my Golden 2 Nail Award. The winner of my Golden 3 Nail Award goes to Lisa from Urban Legend's Final Cut. This was the first kill in the sequel to Urban Legend. She was at a bar, had her drink spiked with some type of drug, and she was then kidnapped. She wakes up in a bathtub full of ice to see her kidney is missing. She sees the killer cleaning tools by the sink. She's trying to be quiet, tries to sneak out of the tub, slips. He hears it. As soon as he starts running towards her, she bars the door shut, jumps on her phone, and then tries to call the police. Unfortunately for her, the police think it's a prank since she says, "I just woke up in a bathtub full of ice," and they hang up on her. She then tries to climb out the window to get to safety. She's pulling herself out, on razor wire, cutting her hands up, trying to scream, trying to get out of there, but the killer just, dug his hands into the wound on her side where her kidney was. So she screamed. She was in so much pain. He pulled her back in, and you remember to kill. The window breaks, and he slams it down, decapitating her, killing her. Out of all the kills in the entire franchise, Lisa definitely fought the hardest not to die. She was a survivor. She fought hard, and when I see something like that, it's definitely deserving of 3 nails. And comparing it to the entire franchise, Lisa is definitely deserving of my Golden 3 Nail Award. Well, that's about it. A little bit shorter video than normal, but it was only a trilogy, so I really want to thank you guys for checking out this video, and leave me a like down below, and also a comment. Let me know what you thought of the trilogy and of the Golden Nail Awards, if you agree or disagree. Next week, I'm covering one of my favorite movies from the 80s. It's an early 80s slasher that I think is highly underrated, and I hope you guys enjoy it because I'm really looking forward to covering that movie since it is one of my favorites. So tune in next Friday to find out. Also, tune in next Wednesday for my new series, Horror Movie Superlatives, that I am collaborating with a really good friend of mine, Carlin Cook. Link to his channel down below, so please check out those videos. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Noah Hook from Hamburgers and Horror. He recently covered one of my favorite movies of all time, Return of the Living Dead, and he gave me a shout out on his channel, and I really want to thank him for that. So if you're unfamiliar with his channel, Hamburgers and Horror, he does horror reviews and reviews on hamburgers. It's a really fun channel, so definitely go check it out. I'm also going to leave a link to his channel down below. And last but not least, I always got to give a shout out to my really good friend, Josh Spiegel from Movie Timelines. He's an awesome guy with an awesome channel. I always want to thank him, and I just wanted to shout him out. So all 3 of those guys, Carlin, Noah, and Josh, all their channels will be linked down below, and I think all of you guys should definitely go check them out and subscribe if you haven't. And definitely, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I put a video out every Friday for my Nails in a Coffin, and every Wednesday is my horror movie superlative series. So, hope you guys check it out. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Stay happy. Stay healthy. Stay safe. I am your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and remember, with great kills, there must also come great nails.